Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 22 defensive plays video breakdown, want to take a look at the third setup that we're going to show out of the nickel 155 a double A gap a mid blitz. This particular setup is an advanced setup that's going to allow you to have a three-man pass rush. You're still going to get the double edge pressure, at least most of the time, depending on what type of players you got. And then also it's going to allow you to have 5 defenders in man coverage and then 3 defenders in zone coverage. So this is a pretty cool defense, and I know a lot of you guys are wanting to looking forward towards this one because of the first 2 videos I talked about, showing you some of the more of a basic setup, or at least a setup that maybe not quite as advanced as this one. So this is one I'm certainly sure a lot of you guys are going to like. However, before I do that, I want to point out one thing to you guys, and hopefully this will give you guys some chance to take a look at the MaddenGuides.com site. I'm not going to take too much of your time up, but I do want to point the site out to you guys, and hopefully you guys get a chance to visit it. As I've already pointed out in some of the other video breakdowns, this is my 20th year breaking down plays from the MaddenGuides.com. So I've been doing this since 2001. If you guys haven't followed me along all these years and don't know who I've been or where I've been part of EA. I've done some stuff with EA Sports as a game changer. I've done some, been contracted through EA to do some stuff for some of their Madden games, especially back in the earlier years of between Madden 2001 and 2010. I've also worked for a company called VG Sports. We put out a lot of guides. We're kind of the first to ever do that type of stuff. Matter of fact, I would consider myself the very first person to do video breakdowns of any Madden, period. Doesn't matter what side it is. So for those of you guys who don't know me and don't know my history, that's one of the things that I've been doing for 20 years for the Madden community. Now, with that said, as you look at this video breakdown, or this website breakdown of the nickel 335 cover 1 contain, this is just an example of what's on the site that I know you guys see this on the YouTube channel, but you guys don't always see it as far as what it is on the Madden Guides website. So I just want to point that out to you. Right here, you guys got some text, you guys got pictures, you got the playbooks it's found in as far as whatever I'm usually breaking down for you guys. Here you got defense assignments, kind of just breaking down the defense assignments. The quick setup kind of gives you a quick overview of how to set up the defense real quick. Usually at the end of most of the video breakdowns, not every single video breakdown, I do some kind of coaching points, or at least to give you some things on it. Now, with that said, not every single video breakdown goes as in depth as this one. Other ones may not quite have as much information. And then obviously at the end of it, I'll give you the video breakdown itself, which is what you see usually on the YouTube channel that I have embedded in the website. And then finally at the bottom, I'll do some final thoughts real quick, just some closing thoughts about that particular defense or offensive play that I'm showing or whatever I'm breaking down. Now, with that said, I do want to go to the main page to let you look at that real quick. You guys can just see it. It's got all these type of different things on it. So hopefully I want you guys to get an opportunity to take a look at this and give you guys some things you can look at. And it's got a lot of information. Finally, the only other thing I really want to point out to you is these Madden tools. For example, these are really nice tools as far as finding a lot of the plays within the game. Every single year I try to do this for you guys. For example, say you're just looking for a flanker drive play. So let's just type in flanker drive, and then it's going to bring all the flanker drive plays that you'll find in all these different playbooks. So it's just really easy. Just type it in and it brings it up. You'll have to read some of the notes and what's all about it. I explain how to do each one of these tools, and I hope that's something that the Madden community can use to help find plays. I realize there's other websites that have that. Mine's a little simple. It's just, just typing in blah, blah, blah. It gives it to you. Now, it doesn't give you any of the pictures or anything like that, but it certainly gives you the list of the plays. So with that said, let's get back on the field here. Didn't mean to take up too much of your time, but I really wanted to point that out because I don't know if a lot of you guys get a chance to see the MaddenGuides.com site. And I hope that if you haven't had a chance to look at it, please come visit it. There's a lot of good information on there for you guys to check out. All right, let's get going here. Let's get to this last setup that I want to show out of the mid blitz out of the nickel 155 double A gap. And this one, as I pointed out, it is an advanced setup, and it's certainly one that's going to allow you to get some pressure on the quarterback. And let's just go ahead and do something real quick with this setup that's going to allow you to do that. And as I mentioned earlier when I first got into this video breakdown, I mentioned something about you can get some double edge pressure. Well, the key to that is if you got an X factor. If you got an X factor elite type pass rusher, then you want to make sure you put him on the right, in the right outside linebacker position. Now in the 1-5-5 double A gap, this is kind of weird as far as the way it's done. Now normally I'd tell you to go ahead and use the LB swap. Unfortunately, the LB swap doesn't work that way. Instead, you have to go to the DE swap to get this to happen. So you'll notice when I do the DE swap, TJ Watt now is lined up at the right outside linebacker position. So that's kind of key if you want to get this to work the way I want to show it to you. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the field here. Here's the mid blitz, as you can see on your screen. I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the same defense offensive play I've been running, which is the curl combo out of the gun doubles. And as I pointed out earlier, it's got all five of the receivers going out. All right, now this setup is really, really easy, even though it's an advanced setup. So I want to go ahead and point that out to you. Most of you guys should be able to do this. All right, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and what you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and have all the linebackers. You're just going to go ahead and press right on the right on the D-pad, and then you're going to press up on zone all. So you're going to notice all three of those linebackers there as you look at it on your screen here. I'm going to zoom in just real quick so you can see it. You're going to have three linebackers here that are going to go ahead and drop back into zone coverage. So as you look at it, these three linebackers are now dropping back into zone coverage, in particular hook curls. Now I realize a lot of you guys probably aren't going to like that. So what you can do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and switch off of him, allow him to go ahead and do what he's doing. But then I'm going to go ahead and have this guy play the curl flat, and then this guy right here play the curl flat to the right. So you got one going to the left, one going to the right as you look at your screen. And you still got the hook zone defender. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and call press coverage if you so choose. You don't have to, but I prefer to do it with this particular defense. And then you're going to move this guy up into this area here. Now, if you want to run it like that, that's fine. One other thing you might want to do is you might want to bring this guy up first and just bring him down in this area here, and then you want to bring this guy in this area here. Now, you probably need to stay in control of him. I know in the other one I told you didn't have to. In this particular one, you probably do want to. This is going to assure you that you get this pressure. Now, what's going to happen here is we're going to get pressure, I guarantee it, coming from this guy here off the edge. This is going to be from the left outside linebacker. Remember, I switched him, and now this is the other guy that's going to be rushing from that side. Now, TJ Watt is now lined up over here. Now, he's going to get blocked. Most of the time, he's going to end up still getting blocked by this guy here. But because of his X factor rating, a lot of times he can bypass that guy and get to the quarterback real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, and I want to show you what happens with this particular defense there. There we go. There's the pressure from the outside. Watt got by his guy, and we still got pressure from the other guy coming off the edge. So that's really what I want to show here. And the cool thing about this particular defense, as I show you, you still get that pressure, which is nice. You still get that pressure from the outside. You get the coverage. Plus now you got three zone defenders dropping in coverage, and plus you got five guys in man coverage. So that's what I wanted to show with this particular defense. You still get all that pressure here. So as you're looking at it, you got this guy going out here. You got this guy going out here. You know, you got your hook zone defender going on. You got all this going on, a lot going on here. And so it's going to make it kind of difficult for your opponent to find an open receiver because he's going to have two guys coming after him, and you're still going to get some nice coverage. Now, I do want to show you what happens if this happens here. So let's go ahead and call the same setup here. Pretty simple. As I pointed out earlier, we're going to go ahead and go with this. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this guy down. Bring this guy down here, and say if you want to control another defender. So let's just go ahead and switch over to this guy right here. Now remember, if he moves back, you can always slide him back over. You're just trying to get him somewhere in the middle, and then you're going to switch over to this guy here. Now you may not always get that outside pressure there. Of course, now I get the outside pressure, but sometimes you're not going to get both those guys in on that. And apparently on that one I did. So I was kind of surprised. I didn't think I'd see something like that with this particular setup. I've done this setup before many, many times, and I've never seen that happen. Maybe that's just something... maybe that's something new. Let's do it again and see if we get it again, guys. If it does, it's great. Let's go ahead and move this guy. We'll go ahead and put this guy in the middle third this time. So now I got him playing the deep middle, which is that. So we got a lot of different things going on here. Now I got two guys playing the hard flats. I got one guy playing the deep middle. And this is what I was talking about as far as the zone coverage. You can do some adjustments if you so choose. Let's see, he switches off there. And then we're going to go ahead and bring him back just like I did earlier. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring this guy down. Now, guys, keep in mind, I'm not the quickest on the setups here. And then here we go right here. There's the setup right there. Let's see what happens this time with this one. So we'll go ahead and run it and see what happens here. and this time we get that pressure coming off the edge. Usually you're going to get at least one guy in, and then the other guy may get in. Like I said, if he's got an X factor rating, he can blow by. But there's a lot of things you can do with this defense. So as you're seeing, let's just look at it again from a top-down view. And I was just talking about a three-man pass rush. Well, let's go ahead and look at that three-man pass rush. You got this guy, and this guy. There's your three defenders that are rushing the quarterback. And then you got 8 defenders dropping back in coverage. So this, in my opinion, makes this a pretty nice defense. For those of you guys that are fast enough to set this up, I don't think it's that hard to set up, and it's fairly easy. So I just want to point that out to you guys. A lot of things you can do with this particular defense as far as the mid blitz here out of the nickel 155 double A gap. It can definitely bring some pressure on the quarterback. So I'm just going to let this go at this point. I hope you guys enjoy these this 3-part series of the nickel 155 double A gap. Like I said earlier, if you guys like these videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and, you know, do some comments and stuff like that. I try to answer back, and I may not get back to that same day when you post them, but I guarantee at some point I'll get to you, and I'll at least acknowledge, hey, thanks for, you know, watching the video and letting you guys know that, hey, I'm paying attention. I am getting on here looking at stuff. So at least do that for me if you guys can. At least do the comments, subscribe, because if you guys enjoy the stuff I'm doing, you know, I realize I don't get as many views as some of the other guys out there do, but maybe it's just because for some reason I'm not doing it the way you guys want me to do it. Maybe you guys have forgotten who I am. Maybe a lot of the old schoolers have moved on to something else and don't even play video games anymore. I don't know. I just know that I've been doing this for a long time, and I continue to enjoy doing it. I hope you guys enjoy the video breakdowns that I bring you guys.